Welcome to our project Static Orb Extractor for Visual SLAM. What is SLAM? SLAM refers to simultaneous localization and mapping, where localization is knowing your location with respect to the environment, and mapping is to create a map of the environment. Visual SLAM is where we use visual information to do the SLAM. Example, a camera. Major SLAM methods can be classified into two types. One is learning based and the other is feature based. Learning based methods use deep networks to estimate the camera pose and translation using a large dataset of video frames. Whereas feature based methods try to extract key features in different frames and try to map the correspondence between them to get the camera poses and translations. What are the issues with learning based methods? They are mostly biased towards the dataset they are trained on, and they need large datasets to train, and in general, slow in practice. This leaves us with the state of the art methods, which are still feature based, and OrbSLAM 3 is well known for it. There are certain issues with the current methods, feature based methods also, mainly computation, and there are dynamic objects in the video. And our focus would be to tackle the dynamic objects in the video. So here is our problem statement. We have dynamic objects in our video and we are trying to run OrbSLAM 2. OrbSLAM 2 considers all the features in every frame irrespective of its static or dynamic nature, which results in errors of localization, mapping, and failure to detect loop closure. Putting it mathematically, here X represents the positions and L represents the map points, Z represents the observations, and U represents the control points. We can map the SLAM problem as finding the best positions and map points given the observations. This can be broken down by using the base rule, and the second term can be ignored because we are not using control points in Visual SLAM. Assuming that Z follows a Gaussian distribution with mean ZRT and covariance ET, we can write each observation's probability as following. Then, by using the log likelihood technique, we could break down the probability of Z given XL into two terms, one corresponding the accurate measurements and one the corresponding with inaccurate measurements of the key points, thereby indicating that this will have a significant effect in estimating the position and map points. Let us discuss some recent work in this area. The first one is dynamic object tracking for Visual SLAM. This uses the Detectron-2 network to get a semantic segmentation of the dynamic objects and then sees if this mask propagates between the frames. And it estimates the static points as well as dynamic points. It uses static points to do the pose estimation while uses the dynamic points to track the objects. The next one is motion removal by using the optical flow, where they estimate a pixel-wise motion map using optical flow technique, and then uses a probabilistic inference on top of it to exactly decide which pixels are moving. The next one is dense semantic SLAM, which uses SegNet to get a semantic segmentation of the dynamic objects, and then uses moving consistency check to see which objects or which pixels are moving. All of these methods eventually remove the dynamic points and check their accuracy on SLAM.
We tried three methods for extracting the static key points. The first one is based on the distances between the epilines and the points. In the consecutive frames, we found out the corresponding of points, and the fundamental matrix is calculated using these of points by ransack method. After that, we calculated the epilines in the current image using the fundamental matrix and the key points from the previous image. If the distance between the epilines and the corresponding key points is significant, we can say that these key points lie on the object which is dynamic. The main drawback of this method is if there is an abrupt camera motion, that will lead to the wrong correspondence as shown in the figure. These wrong correspondences will lead to the more number of false positives. Method 2. In method 2, we tried optical flow based method to find out the dynamic mask. At first, we extracted the good key features from the present image and tracked these points in the successive images using the Lucas-Kennedy optical flow method. After finding the corresponding key points in the successive images, we calculated the motion vectors with respect to the previous images. These motion vectors are then clustered based on the direction and the magnitude. Random key points are selected corresponding to the motion vectors from the random clusters to calculate the homographies. After repeating the above steps for the certain iterations, you can find out the homography which has the minimum projection error. Then the difference of images is calculated from these reprojection of errors to identify the potentially moving regions. Then these difference of images is combined with the semantic segmentation to find out the dynamic mask. And there is a probability model which is maintained to find out the likelihood of a pixel belonging to a dynamic objects. This probability map of pixels is thresholded to find the dynamic mask. The examples of this method is shown as in the figure. The main drawback of this method is optical flow based method key point tracking assumes brightness consistency across the time, but it is not so in the real world scenario. And also the motion vectors magnitude depends upon the depth of the object from the camera, which results into backlusters.
In method 3, instead of using optical flow based method, we have extracted the all features. And then we get the key correspondences between two consecutive frames. Then we apply a homography, and we also use least median square error to reject some of the outliers. After calculating the reprojection error map and also using the homography, we create a difference image as shown in the figure. Now we use this difference image along with the semantic segmentation result to calculate the dynamic silhouette, which is then fed to a probability model, which will give us the final mask based on its prior belief of the probability whether the pixel is in motion or not. Now that we have built a reasonable dynamic object detector, further work left on integrating it with OpsRAM2 and getting the results on absolute trajectory error and relative force error, and also improving the probabilistic model. To conclude, our objective is to build a SLAM robust to dynamic objects, and in the process, we tried several various methods, and then we improved based on our experiments and the results. And at present, we have a good model to detect dynamic objects, and what's left is to integrate and get the final results. Here is a summary of all the information which we have presented as part of this talk.